All right. Let's watch the trailer here. And everybody tell me this is a sign. Good call, Deco. Good call. This is a sign. Everyone tell me in the chat your favorite Jackass scene.
Reminder, the stunts in this movie were performed by professionals.
Hi, I'm Wee Man.
I'm Bam Margera.
I'm Preston Lacey.
I'm Chris Pontius.
So for your safety and the protection of those around you,
I'm Dave England.
I'm Danger Aaron. I'm Steve.
I'm Ryan Dunn.
do not attempt any of the stunts you have just
Jackass
seen.
looks like him 50.
You see the finger on that thing?
That's not a finger.
It's a claw.
Let's let it rip, baby.
All right. So I just got back from watching Jackass Best and Last. And some people somehow in the chat, I don't know how this is possible, it wasn't even just one person. They just aren't familiar with Jackass like I am. I'm 34. I remember when I first saw Jackass on TV, you know? And I think that what has blossomed from everything they've done, I think that it's leaving behind a legacy that is like really, really cool, really unique, and important in my eyes. In a time where we are being so, everything is so intense and you can't fucking believe anything. And we now find ourselves in the universe where all this horrible shit's going on, and they're releasing in theaters Supergirl and Jackass Best and Last. Supergirl I'll be reviewing tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that. However, with this movie, a lot of people were like, yeah, like even in the marketing, they were saying, yeah, it's going to be, you know, a lot of old footage. And a lot of people might kind of scoff at that, but there's old footage out there that I've never seen. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of footage in here that you've seen before, a lot of it. And there's some of the best clips. My favorite, they have an extended version of my favorite thing they've ever done, which is the scene where Ryan Dunn puts the toy car in his butt and then goes and gets the x-ray. And they have like an extended version of that because when they shot that originally, they went to multiple different x-rays and only one guy gave him a good reaction. And they have that in the movie. But as far as new stuff goes, I did not leave feeling cheated or disappointed at all. Like, not at all. I think that there is a lot that did not make the cutting, that didn't make the movie. There's definitely some new stuff that they shot that isn't in the movie because, like, you see someone with, like, vomit on their pants, and it's like, where did that come from? But other than that, my biggest gripe is that, like one of the new people is hardly in the film, really. Like, none of their bits are really there. Like, they're there, and everyone gets, like, some good bits, and Danger Aaron gets his ass kicked the most deservingly so. But I'll tell you, man, that this is really cool because this is a retrospective documentary and a Jackass movie at the same time. The opening of this movie is something I've never seen. I've only heard them talk about it in the commentaries. I mean, I don't have to get up and grab my full box set of Jackass to prove my fandom to you, okay? Like, either you can believe me that this is one of the most important franchises in my life or not. I don't care. I've been watching this since I was a child. I'm now about to turn 35. And, I was alive when this shit was invented. And I have memories of watching the first Jackass movie. And there's such special memories. And I think that Jackass is something so special. It's funny because, like, it's so juvenile and childish. But it's sad watching Johnny Knoxville just reality catching up with him. It's like, look, man, all this footage is impossible. None of this should exist. Unfortunately, you have to stop or you will die. And that is the reality of it. And that it's soul crushing, But I think that they are going to have a legacy. I think that they're going to start, if they're smart, Jackass is done. Let us begin Dumbass. Let us begin a new era. New stunts. This movie, all the new stuff in it was awesome. It was everything that I could want, and it's wasn't aware that you being called Jackass bona fides was being called into question. I'm just making it clear. I think that this movie delivers completely, and I'm sad that we don't get any more of this. I think Jackass is very similar type of niche as Impractical Jokers. Similar, but not the same at all. Because Impractical Jokers is something that is, like, yes, it is well orchestrated, much like Jackass, but Jackass has this insane guerrilla style that Impractical Jokers is nothing like. They show stunts in this movie that I've never seen from way back in the day. There's classic ones from the first season of the TV show when the guys are golfing and they play the air horn. But, I mean, skip over a minute if you don't want to hear spoilers. But there's footage in here that I was going to say that I'd heard of that I had never seen before. The first one is that Johnny Knoxville did this stunt where he put on a bulletproof vest and he shot himself. And that you can't put that on TV, You can't. And that made it into the opening of the movie. And it says underneath, it's like, this is extra dumb. Don't do this shit. This is so stupid. And it's an amazing piece of footage. And watching something like that in a theater it's why I love movies. And talking about, like, it being a clip show and old footage, here's another footage that we never saw before. It's one of the craziest things they've ever done, but they put it in the movie finally. They literally put Johnny Knoxville in a cardboard box with some pillows, tape it, and roll it downstairs. It's hilarious, but, like, that is insane. And the movie has a lot of throwback stuff like that. And like I said, they have, like pieces where they document how things evolved and stuff like that. And I'll tell you, man, it's sad because, the movie is self-aware. They're like, you've said every Jackass movie's the last one. Come on. Jeff Tremaine really caught lightning in a bottle 5 times. Yeah. But the thing is that, like, when you do stuff like this, the interesting thing is, like, he's walking around with a lightning gun on his hand, dude. It doesn't get much better than kicking guy in the balls with a firework in 4K brought to you by McDonald's. It doesn't get much better than that, dude. And I'm not saying that that's in this movie, but my point is that it doesn't get any better than the big studio paying for a guy to kick another guy in the balls. and to do it with some pizzazz. You know, some of the most talent, a lot of people I feel like don't know this, but there's some of the most talented people in Hollywood that work with Jackass. And one of them is a throwback bit in this, and I forgot about it. It's a crazy stunt. They had Brad Pitt, and they pretended to kidnap Brad Pitt in front of like 24 people. It was hilarious. This is crazy as fuck. Like there's so many things that like they've done, and like what's the name of the director? I can't believe I forget his name. The guy who directed the movie Her. Spike Jonze. Spike Jonze is like, if you were going to talk about the best of the best of the best, if you're talking about even Christopher Nolan, Spike Jonze is in the conversation, all right? Like, legendary director. Legendary. And he has been a part of all the Jackass movies, and it fucking shows. The little bit of inspiration that he sprinkles in there, it shines like crazy. The things that they build to do stunts in this, it's nothing short of amazing. And, you know, in this day and age where everybody's getting up in arms about AI, you don't need AI for a guy to shit his pants, okay? You don't need AI, all right? And this movie was revolting at times. This I would say is the grossest one. This is the grossest one by far. By far. This is grosser than eating frozen piss and I mean it's the same bar, you know. They cross that line, dude. Watch it, dude. There's a sketch in the movie, something they talked about doing before, and they finally got it in there. Four guys drink super laxatives and then play Twister. All right. And they do it wearing clear plastic pants. Guess what happens? It's fucking gnarly. So, you know, if you can't take that, I understand, but dude, it's magical. It is one of the most magical things you can see in this world, of a guy genuinely concerned for another guy because he has a toy car in his butt and he's having a real heart-to-heart with him. And every scene, some of them you've seen before because they're old clips, but they are great clips. And it comes across like a documentary. And who best to do the documentary about Jackass than Jackass? All these movies, I don't know how to rate them. I love them. I think they're insanely rewatchable. You know, I love them, dude. I think the third one is my favorite, maybe the second one. I saw the third one in theaters 3 times because I was in college, and the theater nearby, you could see the 3D movies, and the 3D was good. You could see it for like $6. So I was like, fuck yeah, I want to do that a bunch of times. I might go see this one again, man. I love it. I love what they do. I hate, you know, that there was that fallout with Bam Margera, but he has his moment in this movie, and everybody has extreme love for Ryan Dunn, and Ryan Dunn is held up very highly in this movie, and I love this. I love this for that, and I think that if this really is the end of Jackass, you know, it's a beautiful send-off. But I predict that the hot lady who can shock her tongue, Jasper, Zach, and Poopies, and Jasper's dad, Dark Shark, I think those dudes are going to stick around, man. I think that that's a crew. I think that that's a crew of guys, and I believe in them. And then you got the sprinkling of a comedic genius like Adam Ray, or whatever that guy's name is, who I wish I was. Man, I'm sorry for kissing his ass so liberally, but like, they clearly hired him to do Punch Up, and he's amazing. He's very funny in the movie. And I love that he was made a part of it. just verbally. I think that's great. I think that Jackass is forever, man. I think that just like how, you know, YouTube videos of Shoe Nice eating a stick of deodorant, or that guy, you know, body diving the microwave, you know, like, fuck it, I'm gonna get it. All these things I'm talking about, guys, they're timeless. All right, 100 years from now, you will be able to watch all of this, and it'll be beautiful, man. I don't know if this has the movie in it. It might. It's got, I bet a lot of the footage that isn't in the movie is in this. But it's got a book with 48 pages. Either way, like, this isn't Blu-ray. I don't think they ever put it on Blu-ray. But this is all the Jackass. If you can get a hold of this, get it. Low quality is part of the magic of all of this because it's real, you know. Jackass is so important to me, and I'm really happy that we got a send-off while everyone was alive for the most part, you know. Like, we lost Ryan Dunn, and I don't think the team ever fully recovered from that. But I really think that, you know, Jackass, it's the thing that makes it the best to me is that it's the worst, you know? It's, wow, how clever. You kick someone in the balls and made them fall down and go boom. But there's a magic to it, you know? And I love Jackass. If I had to make a list of my favorite franchises, I don't know where it would land, but Jackass would be above Star Wars. Name a franchise, and I'll tell you if Jackass would be above it. Because I'm trying to think here, man, and of all the franchises out there, Jackass is, it might be my favorite. What's a better Toy Story? I like Jackass better. Planet of the Apes? I like Jackass better. Batman? I like Jackass better. Spider-Man? I like Jackass better. I can't think of anyone. Which Planet of the Apes? The new trilogy. The new trilogy I thought was incredible. Quadrilogy even. I think that saga is fucking awesome. Don't get me wrong, like, those are wonderful movies, and they are better. But if we're talking about me, my personal taste, Jackass very well might be my favorite franchise. Like, I never really thought about it like that, but I don't know if there's anything that I go like, ooh, I like that better. You know, like, that's a series. Like, if you really think about it. Like, even series that end up bad, you know, like something that I love, like Alien. But I guess, like, a lot of those other franchises, I don't look at them like a franchise. You know what I mean? Man. I loved it, man. It's, you know, there's nothing more pure, dude, than being in a room with people laughing. I love that. Jackass is like the caveman's version of the future. And there's just something so raw about that. It just talking like artistically. That, like, I love that because, believe it or not, I love art. You know, I fell in love with that term for all things because of, like, the way that I was taught in college and how it's, like, how you should learn to just appreciate and understand that everything inherently is art. Artisanal buffoonery in a big way, but it's you know, there's history that goes back to this. There's history, man. Like, Jackass isn't the first one to take the art scene and flip it on its head. You know, there's lots of artists who have come before. Jeff Tremaine was called like a hack, like not being a real director. And it's really funny seeing him as a kid or when he's younger shooting Jackass wearing a Sid t-shirt from Toy Story because he looks like Sid. But man, this thing where people take art and really flip it on its head has been going on for years. And I remember when I heard about, people, the teacher would trick you. He'd be like, which one of these is art? The answer is everything, dude. Think about it. Dude, this remote, this was designed by a person. When someone designs something, they're putting work into it, right? Inherently, to somebody, this is a piece of art. The design is art, period. And, you look deep into like the history of like when people really push the boundaries of art. And before Jackass, the real homie was this guy named Duchamp. That guy did not give a fuck. That guy thought that galleries were full of shit, and that's what he gave them. Duchamp is famous for two things, two of my favorite art pieces in the world. One day I would love to buy replicas of both. He was demanded by the art gallery for a piece, so he took a shit in a coffee can. And it is now like one of the most famous pieces of art. Another gallery complained to him that he didn't deliver on a sculpture. He went to their bathroom. He took off the urinal, threw it on the ground, and signed it. God damn. And to me, that's what Jackass is for movies. And there's nothing more important. You got to challenge. Like, I was thinking about this very deeply, and I'm sorry to make this political, but I didn't make it political. This is an MTV movie. They're owned by Paramount, who is currently being butt fucked. And they are the trickle-down effect that's happening to all of the industry right now. And we are so lucky. We're so lucky that Jackass is neutral and doesn't get involved in that. And we're also lucky that things like South Park, are just so big you can't kill them. But there's a lot of people who are being shut out right now, dude. You hear Eric Andre saying that all the people who hired him at Adult Swim don't work there anymore. That's crazy. And we're escaping watching this, but we're all escaping the same thing. And I think that says a lot. So go tell the world that you love Ryan Dunn and go watch Jackass Best and Last. I'd give it a very high full price. These films are not traditional films. And that's like magical. It's in my heart, it's a 10 out of 10. All of them are. There are things in there that are just, dude, that is magic. That's magic. They really showed me that with my eyes. I feel honored that I grew up like in this time that I did, and I got to watch Jackass evolve, and really hope one day that I get to meet any of those guys. And I got acknowledged by Jasper one time, and he's my friend on PlayStation. And now that maybe I have a little bit of clout, I don't know. I doubt he will see this, but hit my line, dude. I'm gonna DM you, congratulating you on the film, dude. He has one of the best bits in the movie, dude. And I think that he's placing himself as like a little Johnny Knoxville Jr. I see you. And I love that for him. So go see this, man, because nobody can say no to money. Remember that, guys. This is definitely Johnny Knoxville's last movie, and he's better off for it. He's lucky to be alive. And I wouldn't have it any other way, ending like this. Wonderful movie. I was very happy the whole time. Except at the end, when they look in the camera and they're like, it's over now. That was sad. I really hope that if they ever make a like a biopic on any of these situations. Maybe could hire me. I can't do a Bam Margera impression yet, but I bet I could soon one day, Phil. Oh, dude, I could be Steve-O! Oh, my God, dude. I love Jackass. Jackass forever, dude. Any questions? Go watch it. It was awesome. My digital journalism class would have loved you. Dude, one day I'm going to go speak at a college and I'm going to inspire someone. But I'm not going to waste my time trying to be a teacher. You kidding me? Busting my ass for a bunch of dummies who don't understand what I'm telling them? Yeah, right. Underpaid and overworked? Get out of here. That's what I got, guys. I hope you liked it. I didn't know that my blue screen was going nuts the whole time. But, yeah, that's the Jackass review. I think that was a pretty good review. What do you guys think? I'm happy Bam is alive. Yeah. I'm glad that, like, you know, it's hard. You know, getting old is hard, man. But, you know, the memories that I've gotten from Jackass are so priceless, dude. Like, I was talking to my mom about this today. When I was in high school, like when I was in middle school, we rented the first Jackass movie. I had seen the TV show a little bit, but I wanted to see the movie. I couldn't see it in theaters because it came out in 2001, so I was like 10. And, you know, at the time we had like a student living in our home. She was from Sweden. And like she was very shy, but like she would talk, you know, like she wasn't like, you know, trying to avoid me ever. Like she was very, very nice to me. And because she was like older than me. So like, why would she want to talk to a 10-year-old? You know, she was like 15 or something at the time, maybe 16. And I think she was from Sweden. And I begged my dad and he rented Jackass for me. And she was just going to go read, but I was like, yo, I rented this movie. It's very funny. And I'll never forget, dude, she was apprehensive at first, but then 20 minutes in during the golf cart sketch, I have like this vivid memory of like watching with her and like seeing her light up and laugh. And like, I remember watching the scene with Ryan Dunn shoving the car up his butt and like the way that we looked at each other and laughed so hard, like memories like that. Like, I don't even know that person anymore, but like just having a human experience like that. I love movies. I love them. It's just like, that's why people love, you know, making movies. She may be somewhere else in the world telling that same story. You know, I honestly want to hit her up and ask her if she's going to see the new movie. Like, I think I remember her name. I'm not going to say it. It doesn't matter. But did you hit the cinema pose? Is that the cinema pose? I think movies are a very powerful medium. And at the end of the day, we are animals that are very easily manipulated. And sometimes, you know, those moments are, they're what make things like this special, you know? Like, it's one of these things where like I knew I was going to see it, you know? I love these Jackass movies, but like now it's done, you know? Like they're not making them anymore. And it'll never be the same even if they do bring it back because, you know, Johnny Knoxville's done. But I don't know. I think that if anything will stand the test of time, it will be Jackass. If you haven't seen these movies, I envy you. You have nothing but like some of the most incredible entertainment at your disposal. And the thing that made me real happy was, you know, Jackass is very experimental in its early days. Very experimental. They had literally a thing where they flicked a door stopper and they fucking aired that on MTV. They aired that on MTV. And they put that at the end of this movie. If you wait till everything is done, they do the doorstop. And just like sitting there, taking that in a national movie theater chain on a movie theater screen, I felt fucking alive, dude. That's everything to me. That's everything to me. Someone getting to freely express themselves through an experiment on film. There's nothing better. Jackass forever, baby. Go see it. Go see it. You're missing out. You're missing out if you don't see these Jackass movies. I think that Jackass 1 is great. Jackass 2 is incredible. The third one is an achievement in film history. Jackass 4 is another solid entry. And Jackass 5 is a victory lap documentary of this Jackass experiment. And it's beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. The best part was that I didn't feel cheated. I did not feel like I got like some movie that was just like something like a cash in, you know? They did the shit. They beat each other up, dude. It was awesome. I loved it. All right. Now, that's the end of the YouTube video for sure.